Birmingham. The first shutout.
Trades to QB change, everything's on the table.
Breaking news, the Stallions have acquired Dorian Thompson-Robinson.
Let's start stacking these wins.
Back in Birmingham, cloudy skies, 75 degrees, 58% humidity, and we are ready to get it started. But first, time to welcome in the third member of our crew, our partner on the field, Jenny Taft.
Kevin, thank you so much. Well, all smiles here for Dorian. It may be a simple question, but how excited are you to be starting a game? It really has been over 2 years for you. What's going through your mind?
Yeah, I mean, this is my shot, right? You see the smile on my face. There's nerves in my body. I'm super excited. We got a good group out here in the crowd. I'm ready to go, man. So
Birmingham really brings you in to ignite this offense. With that in mind, to feel the pressure to deliver?
Not really. I mean, everywhere you go, there's going to be pressure. I've never not been to a place where pressure hasn't been there, so just another day at the office.
Enjoy it. Good luck.
Thank you.
We'll wait to see him in a moment because Birmingham won the toss and elected to defer. A.J. McCarron and Shannon Harris about to go head-to-head in a game that Birmingham, Devin, desperately needs to get back into this playoff chase.
Yeah, if they want any opportunity to play in the postseason and continue the success this program has had since the Spring League has started, they're going to have to find a way to get a victory tonight.
From the 5-yard line, DC to work across the 30. Eric Ezukanma down the sideline. Ezukanma with a move inside the 30 and tiptoes out of bounds. What a start for Eric Ezukanma, the Texas Tech product, the former 4th-round pick of the Dolphins.
That is not the start you want if you're Birmingham, setting up this explosive offense with great field position, but it just takes one missed tackle. There it is there. And once that tackle is missed, you get an opportunity to get to the sideline, and he does an outstanding job of putting his offense in a perfect position to start this game.
Under.
68 yards on the return. And Jordan Ta'amu and this DC offense start from the Birmingham 28-yard line.
Got a big fella in the game.
First down, it's Deion Jackson swallowed up in the backfield. Terrific penetration by a guy they just brought back in Isaiah Coe.
We're good.
See the
That's
numbers
such a nice
for Jordan
job.
Ta'amu last week, 204 yards and 61 yards rushing for Ta'amu.
Yeah, I mean, he just continues to contribute to the offense in any way needed, and his legs are something that he's really made a point to let the coaching staff know, hey, I can run the football, and if you need me, make sure you put me in those running positions.
Lawson 3 on the first down carry. Ta'amu with time. Checks it short, and the catch made near the 22-yard line. Coming back to get that football is Braylon Sanders, his 5th catch of the year.
Get inside. 11. Hey, Texas left, yellow, double one under. On ready.
So anytime you hear Texas in the huddle, a lot of times it's speaking to the running back, allowing him to free release and go on a Texas route.
Get the sheet over there. Ready to go.
That running back is Jackson. Ta'amu to Sanders at a first down as he dives across the line to gain to move the chains.
It's a nice job of being patient. The under is going to come into your screen from the outside. You check your eyes downfield and drop your eyes right underneath the coverage.
Report. 12B. Hey, twins right, 29 Packer. I want ready.
First down and 10.
Here we go.
Ta'amu overcoming that loss on the first down carry from Jackson. From the 17, first down. Hand off Jackson. Picks his way over the left side, and Deion Jackson with 3 to the 14.
Get inside.
Sunday by number 25, Deion Jackson.
Hey, it's there. The ball was there. Look out of it. Here we go. Hey, hold. Water. Hey, let's go. Let's go. Bunch right. 28, touch crack, alert 47, on the double. Ready. On the double. Here we go, Wendy, Wendy.
The double, that means that the defense probably needs to hold their
Wendy,
water.
Wendy. Ready, to go. All right, we're good, we're good. We're good, we're good. Ready, to go.
Pitch to Jackson. And Jackson gets a yard to the 13-yard line. Third down for DC.
Casino went on the stop for the Stallions. Magic City.
After such a big return for DC, this would be a huge win for Birmingham if they are able to hold the defenders to a field goal attempt.
Shits left, yellow, all go. X on the T-choice.
Scherer, the defensive coordinator, trying to dial up the right play here.
Hey! Here we go, here we go. Hey, Watson, you got him, you got him. Ready, to go.
3rd and 6. Tamu floats it for the end zone. One-on-one coverage, and Seth Williams pulls it in for a DC touchdown. Javon Antonio with the score, and DC up 6-0.
Yeah, and it's nothing special. It's just a go route up the sideline. And this is my player is better than your player. Get it up high and allow your 6'2", 222-pound wide receiver to jump up, rebound, take the ball out of the air, touchdown, defenders.
And Javon Antonio with the grab, and the defenders grab the early lead.
And Kevin, a small detail there. That's 2 feet in, so even at the next level, that'll be a touchdown.
And the extra point makes it 7-0.
Good job, Vaughn.
And Javon Antonio on the receiving end from Jordan Ta'amu. And the DC defenders up early, 7-0. First catch for Javon Antonio is a touchdown, and DC capping a short drive set up by the 68-yard kickoff return from Eric Ezukanma. And now Dorian Thompson-Robinson time. DTR getting ready to come out for his first series as a starter with the Stallions. From the 9-yard line. Stallions with Laviska Shenault on the return.
Empty.
Set up Dorian Thompson-Robinson. How difficult is this for a quarterback, Devin, to come in on this short week and be ready to run this offense?
Yeah, it's very difficult, especially for the defense that you're facing, but you can hear him say empty, right? And so empty is something that really helps quarterbacks because it forces the defense to declare, right? So to come out, get an empty, and allow things to be very clear for Dorian Thompson-Robinson.
Yep. Hey, easy. Hey, let's go, rip 23, rip 23.
Right, when you hear rip, it's usually a pass play, so that's a quick pass play to get this ball out quickly and see a completion early for DTR.
Man pressure, and there's the early completion. A little bobble at the end. Are they going to call it a completion for Jaden Mickens? They are, 9-yard gain.
Yeah, when you get into empty with no running back and all wide receivers, it forces the defense to essentially be vanilla, right? They can't do all the extravagant things they want to do, and it allows your quarterback who just got into the offense this week to really see things clearly. You can see a gain of 9 on first down. That is a great start for Birmingham.
Second and 1, the handoff to Snoop Connor. No Anthony McFarland tonight at running back for the Stallions. More Snoop Connor, the Ole Miss product, expected to get the bulk of the carries.
Hey, we got speared over here now. Alert that post. Stay
JT, discipline, right? Discipline.
Go, boys.
A.J. McCarron telling us this week it was something that was needed, that trade. He said it just wasn't going the way we wanted. I felt like it was a necessary move. They are looking for Dorian Thompson-Robinson to spark this offense, not only with his arm, but with his feet.
What's that?
Robinson steps up in the pocket, throws, almost intercepted. DeAndre Baker was there and nearly had the pick. Let's check in with Jenny Taft.
Well, I just asked DTR, what does he prefer? Dorian, DTR, Dorian Thompson-Robinson? He said, well, I got to go with what my mom, Melva, would like. It's all Dorian for her. And he said, just so you know, we only have Thompson on the back of my jersey right now. Short week. I've told the team, Melva's not going to like it, but don't worry, your son is all over it. They'll get it fixed.
What's that?
2nd and 10. Quick toss and the catch for David Davis right there near the first down yardage, about a half-yard short.
We're good. Hold on. Come on now. Yeah, we all day.
The way DC plays defense, they love man coverage, right? So when you have man coverage with all those receivers with NFL experience, you'll get those one-on-one opportunities, and it's a win for Birmingham on 2nd down to set up a manageable 3rd and 1.
Mike Williams, defensive coordinator, 2nd year as the DC for the DC Defenders. Birmingham on 3rd and 1. Dorian Thompson-Robinson, little confusion. Now he's going to use his legs. The play breaks down, and he breaks down the defender defense. 1st down, Birmingham.
And this is the problem you face, even though it's a short week. The skills with Dorian Thompson-Robinson, his legs are dangerous. Remember that creativity that I talked about? Where here it is on a 3rd down to pick it up. And now, the offensive lineman is going to have to start to learn that, hey, just because the play should be over doesn't mean it's over. You better keep playing because Dorian Thompson-Robinson has skills.
Well, what did A.J. McCarron tell us? I want him to use his feet. I want him to play clean, but when nobody is open, you've got to use your feet a little bit. That play didn't go exactly as designed, but they get the 1st down.
That's his superpower, his legs.
Pressure comes, breaks free again. Superman driving through the tackler, Azizi Hurd, and he gets the 1st down. UCLA on UCLA, and the quarterback gets the win.
Yeah, you can see it very clearly that, hey, you're UCLA, I'm UCLA. We're going to finish this on the ground with each other. He finds a way to stick that foot in the ground, not run out of bounds. Poof, I'm going to run right through you and let my team know I'm here to play.
Unsportsmanlike conduct, sideline interference by the DC coaching staff with contact to an official. The penalty's half the distance added to the end of the run, automatic 1st down.
How about that? At the end of the play, contact with an official from the sideline.
As I'm coming up, Coach, you're right into it. Come on now. Double on.
And a lot of times you get a warning, so it must have been very considerable contact to the referee.
Shannon Harris got an explanation. No further conversation about it, and it's 1st and goal, Birmingham.
So for defensive coordinator Blake Williams of DC, he loves to blitz, he loves to play man coverage. The problem with that is when you play a quarterback whose legs are so dangerous, if you turn your back, he's going to be able to pick up big gains on the ground with his legs when the pass isn't there.
17 yards on that last scramble. 1st down, Thompson-Robinson's pass deflected, and on a dive, Deontay Anderson is there to scoop it up at the 5.
We're good.
Wow.
Gosh. Oh my gosh.
Almost an incredibly perfect drive for Dorian Thompson-Robinson, and off the carom, an incredible diving catch by Deontay Anderson. You're driving down, and the team that leads the league in takeaways takes it away again.
Dorian Thompson-Robinson with the tipped interception thrown and the scoop for the 1st time this year. Deontay Anderson gets into the takeaway act, but the defenders have been taking it away all season long. They're 8th of the season.
That was such a nice defensive play, and they say defensive players can't catch. Well, I think Mr. Anderson will beg to differ.
Ready to go.
A different field position to start this drive for DC. They started with the Birmingham 28 on their 1st. Now they start at their own 5 and movement up front.
Proud of the snap. False start. Offense number 71. Half the distance to goal. Remains 1st down.
Duncan moving early and back up.
And it looked like he was doing this, getting into his stance, but he twitches right before, right there getting ready, and the defense, the entire defense recognizes and points it out.
Olakunle Fatukasi was not going to let that one go. He was staring at him right across the line. First down and 13. Ta'amu will show his legs a little bit here. And to the 5 is all he'll get. So back to the original line of scrimmage for Jordan Ta'amu.
You know, like we talked about, he goes into the coach's offices and reminds them weekly that he wants to be a part of the run game as a quarterback.
28 Playboy, 28 Playboy. On ready.
You got a soft edge at the top of your screen. They're going out there with the run.
There they go with Jackson. And Deion Jackson powers his way to the 9. Now a third medium for DC.
It's a nice job of defensive coordinator Kevin Scherer of giving the look of a soft edge and then bringing a blitzer off the edge to secure it and not allow this DC defender's offense to get any yardage on the ground.
Hey, close, tie. Close.
And this defense.
Ready? To go.
3rd and 6. Ta'amu under pressure. Can he get out of the end zone? He does to the 1. That close to a Birmingham safety with TJ Carter.
This side of the screen, they're just going to be coming all the way around and collapsing the pocket slowly but surely, and then there's nowhere to go for Ta'amu, but he does a nice job of just barely getting the ball out of the end zone to stop a safety. Outstanding job of getting their quarterback off the hook by the Birmingham defense.
And now tight quarters to punt for Paxton Brooks. Snuggled up against the back of the end zone. Brooks gets rid of it quickly. Short punt to the 35 and counting. Inside the 30 and down just shy of the 25 is Jabri Barber. So Birmingham now with the short field after the defense does its job. 7-0 DC. First down and 10 coming up for Dorian Thompson-Robinson, and Devin Gardner a chance to see if he can pick up some of that momentum they had going on the first drive.
Dolphin left.
Absolutely.
60.
Remember,
Cross Obama H-bar somewhere.
down here tight. Even when there's a pass play called, the legs of Dorian Thompson-Robinson in the red zone are going to be dangerous for this DC defender defense to deal with. And I'm just telling you, I'm sure they probably have a spy already dedicated to make sure that he can't get anything done on the ground.
4-man rush, Thompson-Robinson to the sideline, and DTR connects with Jaden Mickens. That's a good guy to look for when you're trying to get comfortable with a new team.
I might go to Mickens.
Yeah, I mean, he's the guy that is the most reliable on this offense. He does everything that you need from him, and it seems like he's always open.
Delta Sun X glance.
I mean, his energy permeates throughout the team. When he's able to make plays, this offense can start to roll.
2nd and 4.
What's that?
Blitz coming, and they ran right into it. Nowhere to go for Stu Connor. A loss on the play, and it brings up 3rd down.
Watching this DC defender's defense on film, it's so impressive how they hold their water. This does not look like it's a blitz, but at the snap of the ball, they cover each other in such a way that you can't change the play before it's already run. Too many guys in the box, and a stop for that defense.
How hard
That's
is
the
that
Swiss
for
Army knife right there. Oh, it's very difficult, Kevin. It's very difficult to recognize what's coming when the safety stays in the middle of the field and never really shows his hand.
What's that?
3rd and 5. Over the middle. Fits it in to Dawood Davis, and that's a 1st down.
It's a really nice quick move by Davis. Gets vertical and gets across the field. That's a former first-round corner who has been shut down all season. A nice throw right in front of the numbers, allows him to protect himself and make that combat catch. A catch where you're being contacted at the same time. A really nice start there for Dawood Davis.
What's that?
Again, quick toss over the middle. Deion Kane into the end zone for Birmingham touchdown. Their first points since week 3. It's DTR to Deion Kane for 6.
decisive decisions. You start to blitz guys, you replace the blitzers with the throw. Outstanding job by Kane setting up, and then it's a stiff arm to the face and a touchdown for the Stallions. The decisiveness of Dorian Thompson-Robinson, the ability to feel what the defense is doing and make a quick decision in only a week of preparation. Outstanding job.
And now Anders Carlson, added to the roster last week, missed his only field goal trying for his first extra point as a Stallion. Good snap and hold, and the kick is no good. He missed a field goal last week. He misses an extra point this week. But DTR finding his footing early, driving the Stallions into the end zone. Down 1 at home.
What were some of the first things that Coach McCarron said to you?
Kept it real blunt, like we need a leader. We need somebody that's gonna come in here and command. We need somebody that's gonna be smart with the ball, take shots when they're, run when they're, and really keep the chains moving. And I feel like that's all my strong suit.
Well, and you can see the quarterback head coach and the quarterback playing for him now already forming a bond after 2 productive drives. One ended in a tipped interception, one ended in a touchdown.
Command, leadership, use your legs when it's available, be smart with the ball. I think he's checked all those boxes in his first 2 drives.
Here's Ezukanma, had the 68-yard return to open this ball game, able to break contact initially, spinning across the 25 and down near the 27, where Jordan Ta'amu and company will go back to work.
During the return, illegal block in the back. Return team number 48. 10 yards, it's half the distance from the spot of the foul. First down.
Boy, they're going to start deep in their own end after the penalty.
I can't hear anything. Go, you need to the game.
11-11.
Let's go.
Toledo right. Toledo right. Yin.
23 white shoot. 23 white shoot. Nike.
This DC defender offense is hugely dependent on the RPO, right? The run-pass option, the option to have a run play called with pass concepts off of it. Here's another opportunity for that right now. That's the Y in motion.
Ready to go.
First down and 10, Ta'amu. Catch made. A fancy footwork from Briley Moore to get positive yardage, and it's second down.
Shoulder. Here we go. Sugar.
Flex left, tight. Flex left, tight. Clean.
Flex left, tight.
T-Jet, Blade.
T-Jet, Blade.
T-Jet,
Blade. Nike. Here we go. Oh, no, you ain't.
He gets one-on-one coverage. You got the glance right there from the Z.
Abram Smith got a yard short of the first down. Third down call from Fred Keiss.
Heavy, 13, heavy.
Heavy right. 18, alert 47. Heavy right. 18, alert 47.
Nike, ready.
So you got an 18.
Here we go.
Outside zone there to an alert. Back the other way.
We're good. Ready to go.
Ta'amu bumped by his own blocker and able to fight his way just enough for the first down. He ran into the back of Briley Moore, Devin, and fortunate for DC, he was able to get just enough to move the chains.
Yeah, tight end number 84, Mason Fairchild, falls down and misses a block there, so it starts to muddy the read, but a nice job of 88, Briley Moore, being strong at the point of attack and allowing a small path for Ta'amu to get outside and just barely pick up that first down.
Here we go. We missing one. Ready? To go. Timeout.
Timeout.
Come on, bro.
Prior to the snap, timeout was called by Birmingham. It's their first of the half.
So a timeout used by Birmingham here with 1:25 to play in this first quarter. And DC with that first down, a fresh set of downs, and this offense for the defenders. Week one, well, they started awfully slow. Scored just 10 points in a loss at St. Louis. Jordan Ta'amu was sacked 7 times, but the last 3 weeks, he's found his running mate, and, well, their campaign is showing in a polling upswing. 3-0 record, 39 points per game, and the offensive campaign polling much more favorably over the last 3 weeks than it is to start.
Yeah, and that week one performance, they all took responsibility, and they were very candid and said, hey, listen, they showed a lot of things that we weren't prepared for, and they made sure they shored that up in the very next week, and they've been on a roll ever since.
Hey, over 6 wide, over 6 wide. Roger, twins, Roger. Here we go. Hey, going back that way. We're going back that way. Ready, to go.
First and 10. Ta'amu to keep. Dancing around the left side and down at the 22-yard line. Ryan Cooper in there to make the tackle. We talked with Jordan Ta'amu, and both Shannon Harris and the quarterback said Ta'amu keeps coming in to Fred Kais and the head coach and saying, don't forget about my legs. Use my legs in the run game.
Absolutely, that's something that he's a great equalizer. You have a quarterback that can create with his legs, whether it's in the design quarterback run game or the drop back pass game. It creates real problems for the defense.
Here we go. Ready, to go.
Abram Smith sweeps the left side. First down and more, and Smith out of bounds across the 35. Good blocking, great speed for Smith to get the edge, and a first down.
You got to get the play started. All these guys are going to reach and get around to the second level, and it creates a very soft edge and an easy read for the runner. Outstanding job by Abram Smith of just getting on that 200-meter dash and getting down the field, but that's coming back.
Remains second down.
Back it up, Jalen Duncan, his second penalty of the night, and that hold will back up the defenders.
Yeah, and that's unfortunate because they had what we call winter blocks, right? Everybody's in position to make these blocks, and you don't need to hold, so that is tough to swallow if you're the DC defenders' offense.
Hold on, get in tight. Hey, you're right. X, you're right, X. Right. Hey, they give you 2 by 2. Back up. Flex right. Zone, 51, F flood. Hold on, ready. All the way out there. Face it.
Second and 18 after the penalty, back of the 11.
He's on top of the numbers.
That's soft coverage at the bottom of your screen here.
Ezukama in motion, fake to give to him. Ta'amu going up top, got a man downfield, drops it in the bucket at the 45 to Cornell Powell. What a pitch and catch from Ta'amu to Powell for 44 yards.
And there's no reason this should happen. You've got eyes in the backfield from not only the safety, but the corner as well. And Powell just runs over the top of the defense in a perfect thrown ball by Jordan Ta'amu.
Longest pass of the season for the DC defenders ends our first quarter. DC on the move again, up by 1.
Welcome back to Birmingham, where the DC defenders just converted a huge third down that probably shouldn't have happened here. Take a look at the defenders, right? They're in zone coverage, but in this zone coverage, you can be as deep as the deepest. You got 2 guys with eyes in the backfield, and it allows for Powell to run right past the defense. If you're in zone coverage and you're supposed to be deep as the deepest, you cannot allow a person to run behind you. They allow it. Ta'amu sees it, and it's a perfect throw for a first down pickup, and it puts them in plus territory.
Here we go.
And a perfect quarter for Jordan Ta'amu, 5 for 5, 76 yards, 1 touchdown, and a quarterback rating of 158.
Please reset the play clock to 25 seconds.
You blitzing?
And Kevin, it's so impressive because a lot of times as a quarterback, you have these things called alerts, where you're really not going to throw it, but they need to keep running so that the defense is honest. And a lot of times you just never see it, and he's open and he finds it, and that's incredible to get out of the shadow of your own end zone.
Deion Jackson looking for room on the edge, and Jackson picks up 8 on that first down carry. And for more on this DC Defender quarterback, we check in with Jenny Taft.
Well, it's been nice, Kevin, because really I've gotten to know Jordan Ta'amu pretty well over the last couple years, obviously in this league and spring football. And I caught up with Coach Harris before the game. I said, what about him makes him so special as a QB? He said he's a guy who just works, he appreciates. Of course, he wants to be at that next level, but he is grateful, that reminder to be where your feet are. And, you know, this is a player-led team, and that's gone into the success we're seeing from them.
All right, the fumble on the exchange, trying to get it to Ty Scott. Unfortunate for the DC defenders that Scott was able to stop and get on top of that football and avoid disaster.
Now, you see a lot of times in college football, in the NFL, and in the UFL, this is usually a toss. Why? For this very reason. Receivers aren't used to getting handoffs, right? So when you turn it into a toss, it becomes an incomplete pass if he drops it there. That's a fumble. A great job of being alert and getting on that football by Ty Scott.
That's a great point, because you do always see that as a toss, and you can see the hands of Ty Scott a little bit awkward trying to pick that up on a handoff. And the play clock was down to 0 as he called timeout.
DC has called their first charge timeout of the half.
And
30 seconds in
knows he better call that timeout, because A.J. McCarron is not having any more opportunities for the play clock to run out and the flag is not thrown.
So what is it? Yeah. No, what is it? Hey, we go. Yep. It was Z Cleveland.
Toledo right. So yellow. Toledo right. YN. Yellow chip. Y under. Yep.
Okay, yellow chip.
Yep.
Toledo right. YN. Yellow chip.
Who's the X? Who's the X? Who's the X? All right, hey, 6 steps to go, okay?
Yellow chip.
You're gonna be number 2 right now.
Hey, yellow chip. Yeah. 100%. Hey, yellow chip.
After the loss of 7, DC using the timeout with the play clock winding down, ready to go on 3rd down and 9 from the Birmingham 44.
Here we go. Line up. I got a motion. Line up.
When you hear that Y in, that's the tight end coming in close, and it said Y under after that, right? You can see the motion in, and then he's going to go under here. Keep your eyes on that single coverage up top.
Sliding attempt by Ty Scott. Did he pull it in? The officials say no catch.
They're going to punt. You got it.
That's something that you've seen the defenders do all season. Just a timing throw outside, and usually Ta'amu is right on target. This time he's a little bit behind. The timing is off, and Ty Scott's not able to slide down and secure that catch.
So here's Matt McCrane.
He
has been the longest kicker in the league. This is for 4 points. He's hit 2 from 60 yards this year. This is from 62. If it's good, it's worth 4. Good snap and hold. The kick by McCrane. It veers wide left. It had the leg. It did not have the accuracy, and just the 2nd miss of the season for Matt McCrane, and good field position for DTR. Birmingham about to start their 2nd straight start in DC territory. We talked to DTR, and he said, I'm trying to find my old self. Is he finding him, Devin?
Yeah, I think so. He's getting this ball out quickly, finding the open target, not dilly-dallying, and getting the ball out. You can see the DC defenders who leads the league in sacks can't even get near him before that ball is out. And on the opportunities where maybe they do get inside and he has to read it out, he's been able to create with his legs. Now, the answer for the defenders' defense is start to choke up on those wide receivers and take those quick throws away and force a quarterback that just got into the offense to try to read it out.
So 1st down and 10. At the DC 48 after the missed 62-yard field goal by Matt McCrane.
Yeah. They're going to 2. What's that?
1st down, looking deep, taking a shot, middle of the field for Mickens, and it's incomplete. He was well covered near the goal line.
This is a really nice job here. They're going to send a guy back on the half, bring a guy up. Send a guy back on the half, bring a guy up. They make it really confusing, and so now you don't know exactly where you want to go with the football as easy as you did in the previous drives. He throws it deep in the middle of the field, which is where you want to go versus cover 2. However, they have it covered perfectly. If you're not going to get up on the wide receivers, you got to create confusion for a quarterback that's still trying to figure out his offense and doesn't necessarily have the time to figure out the defense.
Hey, just go regular snag. Go regular snag. Here we go. 180. What's that?
Play clock was winding down and a timeout used.
Play game.
Or flag.
Offense number 2. 5-yard penalty. Remains second down.
Tried to get that timeout, but not in time, and so back them up 5. And even though they've backed up behind the midfield stripe into their own territory, because this drive was in DC territory, remember, they cannot punt on this. A penalty cannot remove that restriction.
Monday, we're good.
Very good job there, Kevin. That's something to keep in mind for fans watching. They still have to go if they get into a third and fourth down situation.
And they're going to be in third and very long, thanks to an outstanding play by Bryce Thompson.
Again, nothing really suggests that he's coming, but he is. They do such a nice job of holding their water, and you don't know that there's a blitzer coming, and Thompson is their Swiss Army knife. He plays in the back end, but he also has a number of tackles for loss. There's another one there.
A loss of 6 on the play. And remember, again, new rule in this league this year, once the ball crosses the 50, you cannot punt, and a penalty cannot restore punting eligibility. So it's 3rd and 21. This is 4-down territory. DTR over the middle, deflected away, almost picked by Micah Baskerville. 4th and long, and they've got to go.
They got to go for it.
Yeah, just an off-target throw there. You can see DTR's trying to make this throw, but he puts it just a tad bit behind. And remember, he just got there this week, so the timing of a lot of these throws may be a bit off. There's an example when it almost turns into an interception.
Here we go.
So it's 4th and 21, and the play clock is down to 12. Not going to have a lot of time to look over this defense.
Yeah, I would go quarterback draw here. The box is light. Allow DTR to use his legs.
And now they've got to use the timeout. Flag is down on the near sideline.
No false start.
You right.
There's a timeout. Prior to any foul, timeout was called by the quarterback. It's a 30-second timeout.
You love to see a quarterback who's in control, right? On the sideline, nobody noticed the clock is running down, but DTR understands, a veteran that's played at the next level. He's had great success in college. He understands the clock is running down, and he needs to preserve some field position, calls the timeout before they get the penalty.
Saturday night is baseball night on Fox, and this week it's showtime. We've got PCA and the Cubs versus Shohei Ohtani and the reigning champion Dodgers, or the Detroit Tigers and the Cincinnati Reds. Baseball night in America tomorrow at 7 Eastern, only on Fox. When you work with a producer, Brad Weimer, who is a Detroit guy, and a quarterback who played at Michigan and is a Detroit guy, you got to hype that Tigers-Reds game a little bit more than maybe expected.
I mean, everybody listening is just hoping that they get the Tigers game. This is what's happening. Is
that what's happening?
Yep. Remember, quarterback guys in the box. DTR has numbers.
4th and 21. Trying to run. He can't get away, and he's sacked at the 33. Give credit to Joe Wallace for the sack, his first of the year. And DC's going to start inside the Stallions 35.
Yep. We're good.
The Stallions' offense had been rolling a little bit, but DC's defense up to the challenge now, and the defenders get the stop on 4th. In regards to starting field position, they started the Birmingham 28, their own 5, their own 9, and now thanks to that defense, they're starting at the Birmingham 33-yard line. There's no in-between with where DC has started their drives tonight. Ezukama in motion on 1st down from the 33. Xavier Valladay, his first carry, and the former Arizona State Sun Devil picks up 3.
Hey, that with the scissors, right? 12B, 12B.
You love to see the commitment to the run game. Offensive coordinator Fred Kice, just because they're not having great success, he will not abandon it, and it's going to keep the balance that they so desire and what allows this offense to be so explosive.
Hey, top right, top right. Go, lady. Top right. Hey, let's work. Here we go, here we go.
I was going to say, yeah, he...
Ready, to go.
7, Valladay again, nothing doing. Great push up front by this Stallions defense in a 3rd and 7.
And Kevin, the push up front is so important because it doesn't allow the offensive lineman to get to the second level. You can see that there's no space for the runner to get through because they clog every single gap, and now the linebackers can play freely. A nice job coming off the edge by Green May from the backside.
Isaiah Green May, a couple of sacks last week. Gets penetration on that run play, and now 3rd and 7 for the defenders. Can the Stallions stand tall again?
Yeah, Green May was a huge bright spot a week ago, and now here's an opportunity where he shined a week ago in these obvious pass situations.
And DC using their second timeout.
Get out of the bid.
3rd and 7.
Yeah, that, or if you want tight rocket, that'll be fine too.
Hey, we can't hear him.
I know.
God, I thought I heard rocket.
They're going 11.
I need to do something. No, he just saying he got to vocalize.
11. Spread left tight. Hey, JT. Yep, you get it? Hey, tell him in the huddle.
No, spread left tight, yellow, rock. Hey, nickel. On the double.
Anytime you hear on the double, it means that it's going to be a 2-snap count so that you make sure you kind of get a look at what the defense is doing and keep them off balance, get those defensive linemen trying to jump back after maybe jumping off sides.
Yeah, maybe pick up a free 5 and make it a very different play.
Ready, to go.
3rd and 7, 4-man rush. Tamu in a clean pocket to the sideline. He's got his tight end, Bradley Moore, for the first down.
Such a good route of Moore going vertical, and then he starts to uncover for his quarterback. He's going vertical, and then he uncovers out to make sure that there's an open lane to throw that football in a nice poise, drop, and an easy completion for a first down.
Over here, this side.
Working against Kahaba Tizino.
Same side.
Initially, Tizino was in a perfect position.
Here we go. Ready, to go.
Tamu off the play fake. To the end zone. Back to the end zone, batted away. For a moment, he had Javon Antonio looking for his second touchdown of the night, but it was swatted aside.
And it's because of JoJo Tillery in the back end. He's the middle safety. Tamu tried to look him off, but he doesn't bite, and he runs over the top and almost has an interception on the play.
Hey, 38 lock. T Glance, hold on, ready. Going over. Hey, tight right, tight left. Hey, Ted, let's go, Ted. Yeah. Here we go. Ready, to go.
10 at the 18. Fake to give, Tamu to keep, with room to run. Powers his way, down to the 5. What a strong run from the 6'2", 225-pound quarterback.
He wants the glance here, which is a skinny post off of the fake, but it's taken away by the corner. And then he makes a quick, decisive decision to put his head down and get vertical as quickly as possible. And he finishes the run there on the defensive back, Trey Norwood, to pick up the first down.
Hey, same side. Ready, to go.
First and goal, there's the handoff to Ezukama, the motion man sliding out of bounds in the arms of JoJo Tillery at the 2.
Rhino.
Second and goal, so we're not quite at that critical down yet, but on those critical downs, we've seen Ta'amu use his legs to pick up the first down. So this could be an opportunity, or if you don't get in here on third down, you use the legs of Ta'amu to put this ball in the end zone.
From the 2, trying to take advantage of the short field their defense gave him. Big guy in the backfield. Hand off Valladay down to the 1.
They've had series of plays where they bring in a big man, right? So that play, you fouled the big man, and it took you right to the run. If he's in again, I would go opposite the big man. They take him out of the field.
Pro right, Zach.
Off the
23
field.
stick. Come on, ready. Back line. Here we go, here we go.
Third and goal. 4 for 6 in his first half on third down.
Ready.
Cornell Powell in motion at the bottom of the screen. Handoff. Valladay powers in for the touchdown.
Good job,
Xavier Valladay with his second rushing touchdown of the year. And DC adds to the lead.
A really nice job by number 72, collecting that defensive lineman and allowing that play to get started. Now the running back can get his pads down and run through contact. Michael Tarquin, outstanding job of collecting a guy, crossing his face so that his running back can square his pads and push into the end zone.
And Xavier Valladay in for 6. Matt McCrane on for the extra point. And that's 14-6. DC with the lead. Defense gets the short field. Offense able to cash in as Xavier Valladay powers in for 6, and the defenders up by 8. A lot of good things to look at for DC, up 14-6. Jordan Tom, who is on the sideline with our Jenny Taft.
All right, thank you so much. Well, Jordan, in so many ways, it feels like this offense has found a good rhythm. What are you liking from this group as you've grown into the game?
I mean, everyone, bought in. So everyone's doing their job, everyone's supposed to do. And, we're communicating well, and, we're playing top-tier offense, DC football, how Coach Shannon wants to say it.
Coach Shannon mentioned to me just about this group being a player-led team. You guys have all bought in together. Describe what that means and why you've been able to be successful in that way.
I mean, it's just our tight bond, our family. We did a circle in a group, and we asked each other what's our why. So everyone got on a personal level, and, these guys are my brothers. I'm going to lay my body on the line for my brothers, and I hope they do the same for me. And, it showed in and out what they can do. So I'm just excited to be here with this team. This is an awesome team.
Keep it going. Thanks.
Thank you so much.
Fielded at the 2. Jabri Barber gets planted at the 22. Stephen Gilmore with a big-time hit.
I mean, just no regard for humans at all. This is a perfect form tackle to put Barber down.
Yeah, Willie Drew Jr., excuse me. Willie Drew gets all the credit for that tackle.
Here we go, Monday, tonight.
So here's Dorian Thompson Robinson from the 23.
Good ball.
Trying to find a little bit of positive yardage, gets 5.
We're going Dalton Wright, 61 junior. Dalton Wright, 61 junior.
10-10, huddle. Here we go. And we got Dalton Wright, 61 junior. I'm already.
We've seen after those first 2 drives, this DC defense has started to get a little more complicated in the back end. They started out just playing man-to-man and being very clear on what they're doing. Now they're showing one coverage and moving to the other, confusing DTR.
Second and 5, floats it over the middle to Connor, and Snoop Connor to the 38 for a first down.
I love that quick decision by Dorian Thompson Robinson.
Empty right, 12 paint, coat, swag. Empty right, 12 paint, coat, swag.
Here we go. Empty right, 12 paint, coat, swag. I'm already.
So your 12 paint, that's quarterback draw that gives Thompson Robinson the opportunity to run the draw if he likes to count in the box, but also he has pass concepts attached to it. You got 4 or 5 in the box, I run the draw.
Hey, get that, bro.
Started to run, didn't go, and gets dropped. Credit for the sack for Devontae Maxwell.
And what's the answer for draw? You run a game. You run here, and get guys around, so it's not very clear where the guys are coming from. DTR cannot find the lane, and he runs right into a host of defenders. No pun intended.
Monday, slide! Monday, what's that? Wide ass split.
2nd and 14. To the air, wide open. Mickens with a catch that fumbles a football. It's scooped up by Baskerville. He flips behind to Anderson, and the DC defenders take it away and are in Birmingham territory. Deon Cain and Deontay Anderson wrestling to try to get that football, but that is a DC defender takeaway. Jaden Mickens was all alone, a good throw, made the catch, and then coughed it up. Micah Baskerville was right there with the scoop, and DC with the football. And Mickens frustrated as he stalks to the sideline.
Yeah, you found a miscommunication in the back end for DC, and it's all for naught. You can't have this happen for your quarterback who's new to the team. He's playing well. You first get a tip interception earlier, and then now he has a big third down conversion, and it's taken away by this aggressive DC defender's defense.
Let's go! I apologize.
And a timeout on the field. Dorian Thompson-Robinson found the open man, and then Jaden Mickens punched out from behind by Gabe Taylor. Baskerville recovers, and the defenders take it away. This DC defenders defense getting it done once again, Devin Gardner.
Yeah, I mean, they're just everywhere. They bend, but they don't break. They put pressure on the quarterback, and when you're putting pressure on the quarterback, you can have a lot of success. They hold their water so well. They do not show their hand in most cases, and that is devastating. And then when you finally catch them slipping, they find a way to get back and punch the football out. Outstanding job by Gabe Taylor, number 21 in white, of forcing that fumble.
The younger brother of late Washington legend Sean Taylor wears number 21 in honor of his brother, punching out that football, getting it back for DC. Tauber on the sprint out, down the sideline. Ty Scott all the way in for a DC touchdown. A simple play that turns into 6.
If you like old school football, you're gonna love this. It's just a triple option, but a different version of it. You got one guy in a predicament. Does he take the quarterback or does he take the guy outside? He takes the quarterback in a perfect decision by Ta'amu, and then the blocking outside by the leading receiver on this DC defender's offense, Cornell Powell, allows Scott to race to the end zone. 2026 version of the triple option.
High snap is pulled down. Really good work by Paxton Brooks to get that snap down for McCrane, and the extra point is good, making it 21-6.
Kevin, this is just Army, Navy, Air Force football, but from the shotgun, and then you throw it out rather than pitching it out, and it just creates all these lanes down the field. But how about the blocking by Powell downfield for his buddy, and Scott has the burners to get to the end zone.
Leading DC receiver 2 years ago, Ty Scott, had 13 catches, 205 yards last year. Spent some time with the Chiefs in camp in 2023, with the Seattle Seahawks in 2024. Began at Central Michigan before he went to Missouri State, and He showed some burst down that sideline, scooting 45 for the score.
And Kevin, the only way you can really feel good is you got to have continuity with your wide receiver. The 9 of 12 pass catchers on this roster were on this team at some point, whether it's 2 years ago, a year ago. And so Ta'amu has great comfortability. But not only that, a guy like Cornell Powell feels very comfortable blocking and giving everything for his teammate, Ty Scott, because they've been together.
Laviska Shenault to the 20-yard line and no further. Helmets flying off, bodies dropping to the turf. And DC is fired up. 3 DC drives starting in Birmingham territory, 3 touchdowns. And now Javon Antonio, who had the first touchdown, makes a big play on special teams.
Yeah, and a lot of receivers in this league, if you're going to get an opportunity at the next level, you're not going to be the number 1, not even the number 2. But where can you make the team? On special teams. So you catch a touchdown, and then you get on special teams, you run down, and you make a big play to keep this Birmingham offense behind.
From the 20-yard line, first down. Turnover turned into 6 a moment ago, to the air, and 9 yards later, a completion, and there's Jaden Mickens, who had that costly fumble that immediately turned into the touchdown.
But that's the veteran presence of Dorian Thompson-Robinson, understanding this is a guy who we need. I need to get him the ball right now so that he feels good about everything.
What's that?
2nd and 1, and Snoop Connor with a first down. Out to the 34-yard line.
Here we go. And we got Dolphin left, no, Piggy. 60, Purdue, H-burst, don't worry. Cross. And you got Piggy, Purdue over here.
If Thompson Robinson gets confused, the burst is from the running back coming through.
Look at that.
There's that running back bouncing off contact from Taylor, and Snoop Connor down at the 38-yard line. Remember, Birmingham won the toss and elected to defer. This is a very important possession for the Stallions. A chance to double up if they can get something going and score here before halftime.
Excellent. 63.
Got extremely soft coverage down here at the bottom of your screen.
What's that?
Just need 6 for the first down. Pressure comes, Dorian Thompson-Robinson, he'll throw on the run, he floats it out to an open man. It's Ty Davis Price inside the 35 and down.
Way to stay with it, Nine. Way to stay with it,
Like an artist with a blank canvas. You drop back, nothing is open, and you start to create. And as you create, you draw the attention of defenders, and they lose their man. He drops it right over the head with nice touch, and Davis Price picks up more yardage.
We've hit the 2-minute warning. Birmingham on the move. Can they get back into this before halftime?
No, I cannot get out of this here. I'm in this here. I need us to do it. We will not take this game from us. We will not do that today. I'm just letting you know. Hey, we will not do that today. There you go, Willie Drew. DC football. Hey, that's a great job there, man. Hey, Black Spider-Man. There you go. There you go. Get the spider webs out.
Oh, the access that we have in this league is so outstanding. To get to hear the personality.
Yeah, he went Black Spider-Man, but he looked more like Flash on that touchdown, Kevin.
He did indeed. But there it is.
Very cool.
Here we go.
Mr. Morales himself.
Exactly. And he went for miles on that touchdown. Ty Davis Price picks his way up the middle to the 26-yard line. 7-yard gain. Coming up, the Progressive Halftime Show. First half stats and analysis and a DC defenders discussion. You'll find out what that's about coming up on the Progressive Halftime Show.
Got it, one for him. Double left off.
Look at Dennis. Yeah.
For Birmingham, obviously they wanted to double up. It would have been great for them, but the opportunity here, you've got to find a way to get points, right? You've got to find a way to put this ball in the end zone so you can stay right on pace with this DC offense.
What's that?
2nd and 3. Thompson Robinson throws again. Deion Kane, a beeline to the sideline and out of bounds inside the 15. Second time we've seen that from DTR on the move and a quick late throw.
Yeah, and it's a similar play to what we saw from Ta'amu on the previous touchdown, where you're running, but you have those options downfield to make the throw. It's triple option, but still downfield. The offensive linemen are blocking for the run, and as you get outside, once guys uncover, you spit that ball out, and you can have a big game.
5th pass of 10 yards or more for the new Stallions quarterback, and on this drive, he's been perfect.
Go!
On 1st down, the burst for Connor to the 12.
One. Just if he comes,
one timeout left for each team as the clock's going to run under a minute.
As you get down in here tight.
Here we go, JT.
Defensive coordinator Blake Williams has a tendency to start to bring a lot of pressure, right? Want to put pressure on the quarterback, try to push him out of field goal range in different scenarios, create opportunities for his defense to get the football back. So expect pressure on the quarterback here.
Let's see if they can confuse a guy who's only been in this uniform a few days. Connor the carry, and Connor a yard, maybe a yard and a half. And a timeout.
Yeah, so I can see it. I can see it. Yeah.
Birmingham called
in
the
the
third
open
and
about
final
the
timeout.
defense.
Please put 34 seconds.
Defensive DC and the talented corners that they have, right?
That's why I gave you a box.
Garyon Conley, DeAndre Baker, former first rounders, that gives you such confidence in playing man-to-man coverage, which allows you to try to rush and put players, extra guys in the rush to push DTR back and not allow him to make plays with his legs.
Listen to me. If we get the first down, okay? Hey, 4th down. If we don't get the first down, we're field goal. You understand?
And remember, if they get the first down, clock will stop. We're under 2 minutes until they set the chains. So there is going to be an opportunity.
Train left Yiggy. 60 crusty XP. Yeah, I get out of zone, bro.
If you're DTR, you have to remember, protect the football. Protect the football at all costs, because you have points here, presumably. You don't want to give this football away.
Hey, go back out there and freeze. Go back out there and freeze. What's that?
3rd down. Over the middle. Catch is made. It's Mickens diving for the goal line and down at the 1. Mickens was starting a celebration and realized he's got to get back and line up. He didn't get in.
Just on set. Hang on. All right.
And they'll spike it to stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime.
Hey, yeah. We ain't mean no harm.
You see, Mickens was upset that they didn't challenge this, and they said he wasn't in, and I think the call is perfectly correct. He does not get in. He's just short of the goal line. A nice job by the officials understanding and seeing what happened and not stopping this play.
So now 2nd and goal. What a boost this would be for the Stallions if they could punch this in before halftime. 2nd and goal. Into the end zone, it's caught by Jordan Thomas for a Stallions touchdown.
This is so good by DTR, recognizing the situation, understanding what he has, and creating a pocket for himself. He knows he's going to get pressure down here tight. So what does he do? He just draws him in, and almost like a screen, understanding that this play is going to come open. Jordan Thomas will be open. He has to just buy time to get the ball out. He does that, and it's an easy touchdown.
He does not look like a quarterback, Dev, that's been in this offense for just a few days. He looks very comfortable out there.
Yeah, it's really encouraging to see that he's able to execute the way he's doing, and obviously DC is going to go in the locker room, make adjustments, but to this point in the game, DTR has been as advertised.
Well, it was a busy week. The swap meet in the UFL was in full effect as we entered the week of play. And teams have been trading quarterback cards at the swap meet. Birmingham sent Matt Corral and Amani Bledsoe to Orlando for Dorian Thompson-Robinson. DC traded Mike DeLello to Louisville for their starter, Jason Bean. St. Louis swapped Corey Stewart for Luis Perez. The king of spring is now in St. Louis. QB cards are hot. Get them while you can. And so far, the early returns on the trade for Birmingham are positive, and the value of that DTR card only going up.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost a perfect drive, right? You drive down, you want to score, but you don't want to score too quickly, right? You want to get it down and leave not a lot of time for DC's offense to do anything so that you can double up, you get the ball at halftime. Outstanding execution for a guy, like we talked about, who's only been in the offense for a few days. You can't say enough about what Dorian Thompson-Robinson has been able to do to this point in the game.
5 for 6 on the drive, 63 yards. The only incompletion was the spike. And that kick batted at the 35 by Powell. It did not reach the landing zone. It has to reach the landing zone or it'll be spotted at the 40-yard line.
And
landing zone is the 20-yard line in.
Yeah, it's likely going to be spotted at the 40-yard line. 24 seconds is a ton of time. One timeout for DC with their kicker, who has a huge leg and wants to redeem himself.
Free kick landed short of the landing zone. By rule, the ball be placed at the 40-yard line. First down.
So a mistake for Birmingham.
I know, but it doesn't matter. You can't.
A.J. McCarron clearly arguing that the touch should have made a difference. So
now just
the
one
question
play.
Is, Matt McCray, can you get him into range for potentially another try for 4 points?
With this offense, you can get in the range with one play, let alone this offense 24 seconds with a timeout. Now you have 2 plays to get just 15 to 20 yards.
Mile with a post. Hey, look at his alignment. What's the foul? Hey, doggy. Here we go. Hey, what's the foul? Ready, to go.
First down at the 40. Tamu going deep over the middle, drops it in. He's got his man, Eric Ezukanma. And now they're not thinking field goal, they're thinking touchdown.
Split safety defense. Safeties go off the hash, the middle's open, and Ta'amu makes them pay.
And 42 yards later, it's a first down. What a throw.
Safety off the hash there. It allows for a huge space in the middle of the defense. And he drops it over the top yet again. You're trying to dedicate an underneath defender to chase that guy, and he's not able to do it. What a throw by Jordan Ta'amu.
After the spike, 2nd and 10. 3 40-yard passes tonight after none in the first 4 weeks. Ta'amu looking for the end zone and nobody there. So 11 seconds to go. You still have your timeout, Devin, so you've still got at least 1 shot for DC to the end zone.
Yeah, I think they may go back to that same play. Jordan Ta'amu had something out there, but he wasn't able to get to it because of the pressure from the Birmingham front 7. They're playing coverage, but they are having vacancies almost on every play, and Ta'amu seems to be able to find it.
Here we go. Get sick and said.
5 for 7 tonight on 3rd down.
Hey, ready.
On the previous play, the vacancy was right over here.
Ta'amu, nobody open this time. And he'll just throw this away. Saving time and an opportunity for Matt McCrane to at least put 3 on the board before halftime.
We talked about before this drive how explosive this offense is and how you got 24 seconds. It's only going to take 1 play, and that 1 play was huge. to put them in position to put points on the board before the half.
It's 4th down, so I didn't want to take a chance.
So the kickoff error sets up DC with the short field. And now DC from 36 to try for 3. And the kick by McCrane is drifting, and it is no good. Wide to the right. Wow. And one of the league's most consistent kickers has missed twice tonight. And it's 21-13 DC at the half. Birmingham's going to get the football to start this second half, and a chance with DTR to add to some momentum that they gained late on that last drive. 21-13, the defenders with the lead, and Jenny Taft is down on the field.
Kevin, thank you. Well, I know it's tough to miss that kick right before going into the locker room, but you put up 21 in the first half. What are you liking from this performance so far?
Yeah, doing a good job moving the ball. Right there on our defense, we can't lose our composure and give them points right there when we had these guys dead to rights. But we're doing a good job moving the ball. Jordan is doing a good job of facilitating the ball. And, yeah, we just want our mindset was just try to get points right there, try to get a field goal. Hey, we still got a lot of faith in Matt. You know what he's going to do for us. But, yeah, we just got to come out and finish and play a DC brand of football.
Thank you.
All right, thanks. Appreciate it.
All right, Jenny, thanks so much. It's time for tonight's Big Move, brought to you by Pods. And the big move started with a big turnover. Dorian Thompson-Robinson complete to Mickens, who coughs it up on a terrific punch-out by Gabe Taylor. Very next play, it's Ta'amu to the sideline where he finds his open man, Ty Scott, and Scott does the rest. 45 yards later, it's a touchdown, and that's the difference in this ball game right now, with DC up 21-13. That's the end of the first half. DC with a 21-13 lead. We'll be right back with a Progressive halftime show coming up. You're watching the UFL on Fox.
Here comes the 2 to the 3 to the 4.
21-13, the defenders. Start of the third quarter. Birmingham though with a little momentum, and A.J. McCarron, the head coach, is with our Jenny Taft.
All right, Coach, thanks for the time. I know you've got a new QB, right? So just tell me how Dorian has adjusted to this group, what you're liking from the offense.
Yeah, I mean, we're moving the ball. We just can't beat ourselves, and we had a turnover. Game should be tied, but listen, this is a 60-minute game. That's what I told the guys in the locker room. 60 minutes, played with discipline. Let's go out and win this thing.
Thank you, Coach.
Dorian Thompson-Robinson's debut in the UFL has been solid. 13 of 18, 137 yards, 2 touchdowns. The interception was a tipped pick. And we'll see what kind of field position he gets off this second half kickoff. Laviska Shenault from the 10 drops the football. Shenault, after picking it up, able to find some positive yardage, and that ends up a little better than perhaps it looked initially out across the 30-yard line. See the numbers in the first half for DTR, Jaden Mickens, Dion Kane. The average start for both teams is their own 41, so this is behind the first half average. Birmingham started 2 of their 5 drives in DC territory. DC 3 of their 6 in Birmingham territory.
I'm really interested to see the adjustments by Blake Williams, defensive coordinator for DC. It was late in the half. He started to disguise things a lot more. Expect to see more of that here in the second half.
So off the ground, it's Snoop Connor. Look at DTR out there blocking Garyon Conley. And a first down and more for Snoop Connor.
If you want to win your teammates over, you make plays like this. Just continue to look at number 2 on the field in that maroon jersey, getting a block out front after Connor picks up yardage. Outstanding job. And take a look at the speed from DTR to race out in front and make that block.
It's a block by a quarterback on a former first-round NFL pick out of Ohio State.
Oh, escort. Right here. Yeah, no. You're here. Yeah. You got it. Orlando, set.
Take the pitch. Pressure comes. And that ball down inside the 5, and a catch is made. That throw downfield, and Daewood Davis on the receiving end. It's first and goal, Birmingham.
Yeah, this is one of those, my player's bigger, stronger, faster than yours, and that's a first-round corner who looks back at the quarterback too soon, and Daewood Davis goes up and takes it away.
38 yards later, it's first and goal, Birmingham.
I got the ball. What's that?
Spotted at the 8. DTR on the run to the 5, jumping to the goal line and out of bounds. Out at the 1, just stopped short, and it's second and goal.
We've seen him in college go airborne a number of times throughout his career. He tries to go here. He gets contacted, and that's a good call by the official. You can see him flying out of bounds, and the ball's in his left arm, which means he never gets it over the pylon. However, a great decision by him to pull that ball down and run and put his team in position just outside the end zone.
Second and goal. And it's Snoop Conner into the end zone for 6.
For this play to work, you have to be stout at the point of attack. Take a look at these 3 interior offensive players. If you're stout at the point of attack, it gives you the opportunity for the running back to square his shoulders, get downhill, and even if he's contacted before the end zone, he can power his way through. You saw that there. A masterful drive by DTR in this Stallions offense.
That's Hill. He got it. He's extra feet. He said extra.
They'll go for 2 to tie.
Sit down! What's that? Oh my God, no.
Deflected to the end zone, almost caught by Jordan Thomas off the deflection. DeAndre Baker breaks it up, and it stays a 2-point game. But the Stallions give it to Snoop, and he says, follow me, follow me, follow me, but don't lose your grip. He's into the end zone. A 2-point game for the Stallions. That was tonight's game flow brought to you by Progressive. And Birmingham getting a little flow going out of the locker room. DTR down the field. A 4-play, 68-yard drive. Took 1:59 off the clock. And Daewood Davis, the 41-yard catch on the drive. The big play. Now DC back at it. Valladay on the return to the 31. For Jordan Ta'amu, and this defender offense will go back to work up 2. See the first half numbers. Jordan Ta'amu was outstanding. 13, 175 yards, 2 touchdowns. He's also the leading rusher at 19 yards rushing. Deion Jackson's been held in check, and it'll be interesting, Devin Gardner, to see if they try to get Deion Jackson involved a little bit more in the second half.
Yeah, he's such a big part of the balance that they want to show on their offense. I expect him to get a heavy dose of carries so that they can start to balance this offensive attack out and allow that passing game to explode even further.
Ready, to go.
First down, there's Deion Jackson with a stutter step and then plows forward near the 35. Give him 3 on the carry, and it's 2nd and 7.
In on the stop for the Stallions.
11.
Isaiah Coe.
This DC offensive line is really struggling to move the defensive linemen of Birmingham off the ball, right? They're creating no movement, not allowing them to create a new line of scrimmage, which is really causing issues for Deion Jackson to find his way through the first line of defense.
Take a step. Ready, let's go.
Second down and 6. It's Scott. A little better success defending Scott on the sideline on this catch, and it's 3rd and medium.
Yeah. Here we go. Sugar. 10. 11. Hold on. Hey, Texas right. Red. Double one under. Red. 1-on-1. Ready.
When you hear that double one under, you like to think there's a clear out in the inside with under routes underneath as outlets for Tamu.
3rd and 4. Tamu with a pocket collapsing, finds the open man. It's Cornell Powell on a first down.
12B.
Powell's going to get vertical and then come into your screen from the outside there. They do a bit of a switch release, and he comes underneath, but then he continues to uncover for his quarterback when he's not clearly open on that initial move. A nice job, and that's what you get with the continuity. They played together for 2 years, and they understand where they want to put the ball. Outstanding job of those two guys working in sync to pick up that first down.
And pick up 12 in the process. First down and 10.
Ready, let's go.
Action. Tamu breaks free. In trouble. He'll throw this away.
And Kevin, I don't think he ever got outside the pocket, even though he ran about a bunch. It feels like he went inside the pocket, and they may get him for a
really as the quarterback was outside the tackle box, the ball landed beyond the line of scrimmage. It's incomplete. Second out.
He's in there. He's in there. I don't think that's a good call by the officials. I think he's still inside the tackle box. He only got to the hash, and that's where the ball started. Can't possibly be outside. I think they missed one there.
Mason. No, you good. Oh. Cross my leg.
Second down and 10.
Ready, let's go.
Tamu, quick toss, catch made, 9-yard pickup for Cornell Powell. We'll see if they give him progress for 10 yards and a first down.
Hold on.
That is such a nice job by Powell. I can't tell you how difficult that is. It's essentially running over the middle. You know you're going to get whacked, but you go up with strong hands and get hit right in the chest, but you hold on to the football. Nice strong hands by Powell.
It is short of the first down.
Right, 47 same. Hold on, here we go.
Jackson in the backfield next to Tuamu.
Ready,
3rd and 1. Tuamu hands off to Jackson, reverses to the left. He's got the first down. And Jackson and the defenders move the chains once more.
Love this design cutback. You're going to get pullers here, you're going to get here. Running back going to go here and get right behind them. Outstanding design, creating that cutback action and allowing space for Jackson to get inside.
51 F flood. Hold on, ready. Here we go. Get that cell. Ready, let's go.
Coverage down here.
Tamu to fake the give. Tamu in trouble, and Tamu goes down. Nobody open downfield, and he ran into the arms of Kobe Jones.
That's the Stallions quarterback side.
What you're seeing is all vertical routes, right? So with these vertical routes and the soft coverage, there's nowhere really to go for these wide receivers, and Tamu has to hold on to the ball. A nice job of staying in your lanes by the defense, not allowing him to get out and create, and getting him to the ground.
Second sack for Birmingham, second of the year for Kobe Jones.
On these early downs, if you're DC, you want to take advantage of the soft coverage. They've changed that by choking these defenders up right here.
Second and 10, Tamu to the air, wide open, drops it in for Ty Scott, and a touchdown. 37 yards going up top to Scott.
That's what I'm talking
He
about.
gives a little move at the top of his route, but it's not a bunch. But the corner settles his feet, and once he settles his feet, he is gone. Right past him, he can't even collision to stop the touchdown, and Scott gets in the end zone again.
Hey, we gotta lock in though, bro.
Try for point for Matt McCrane.
These wide receivers have done a really nice job of route running and getting behind the defense consistently.
So a 28-19 lead as Ty Scott does it again. He wins.
That's not Ty Scott. That's Morales, the Black Spider-Man. He takes it to the house, and he took it to the house.
28-19 DC with the lead. Second touchdown catch of the night for Ty Scott, and he's with Jenny Taft.
Well, I just had to ask him quickly about that celebration because I liked the first one, and there you didn't know what to do?
No, not at all. I had promised that one to my boy Rush, man. Shout out to my little homie at home. Feel me? But now, just setting the play up, man. I just had ran a post before, and he played inside and under. I came right back to the huddle and said, JT, the post open. Stuck him outside to the crib, as always, man. Hey, man, this our league, bro. It's DC league. I don't know why we still debating about that. We gonna come hard every time, man. And shout out to my peoples at home supporting me.
Love that. Yeah. Thank you so much for your time. Keep it up.
Well, that 37-yard pass was the fourth tonight, longer than the longest Jordan Ta'amu had in the first 4 games this year. And now Laviska Shenault with a good return across the 30 before he is pounded to the turf just across the 30 by Garyon Conley.
Kevin, it's so hard for a quarterback when a guy comes back to the huddle and says, yeah, that post was open, because a lot of times they're lying. But in this case, Scott was telling the truth, making sure that his quarterback knew he had something out there, and he made good on his promise.
60, bumper, Cavalier on special one.
So now it's Birmingham's turn. These two offenses have been clicking. Let's see what DTR is able to do here. In the air, catch is made, midfield, Deion Kane, and a first down, Birmingham.
They get a clear out, and they're going to bring Deion Kane over. Clear out there and bring Deion Kane into the screen. A perfectly thrown ball by DTR.
He told us he's been in timing offenses his entire life. If he has the receivers and they run the routes, he will put the ball on their hands, and he did there.
Hey, what's the check? Hey, you see? Hey, what's that? He's going. Oh my God! No.
Batted down and intercepted. Picked up by Conley, and Conley takes it down the sideline, and DTR saves the touchdown.
We good.
Garyon Conley read it perfectly, and the pick with a flag down on the play.
I mean, this defense just continues to hold their water.
After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct, intercepting team number 0, throwing the ball at his opponent. The penalty is 15 yards, so it'll be first down, DC.
Yeah, that's talked about.
People all over the field are trying to alert that this guy is coming, this guy is coming. But with the safety in the middle of the field, the quarterback doesn't believe it. But he sees him come, he tries to react, but it's the former first rounder who makes a former first round talent type play. Goes up and not only bats the ball, but takes it out of the air and gets a return afterward. Outstanding job by the former first round corner, Garyon Conley.
Some frustration for offensive coordinator Tyler Siskey after the third Birmingham turnover, and now DC with a chance in their 4th possession starting in Birmingham territory to stretch this lead beyond the 1 possession it is right now, with a touchdown and a 3-point conversion for Birmingham.
Kevin, it's one thing to bat a ball down, it's another thing to take the football away.
Deion Jackson sweeps the right side, and he'll lose yardage. Well defended. Kobe Jones runs him out of bounds.
12B, 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 12B.
And this front seven for Birmingham has done an outstanding job against the run. They have not allowed Jackson to do anything. The one issue they have, they continue to allow receivers to get behind them in the passing game. If they can shore that up, they've got a real chance.
47, wide climb. Hold on, ready. Hey, top left, top left. Under center, under center.
You heard Philly 47 wide climb, so they bring big personnel in to get the illusion that they're going to run the ball, and then the wide climb over the top.
Pressure comes. Ta'amu able to get away from the first man. Rush to the sideline, and he'll throw it away. Well defended from the very start, Devin, by Birmingham.
And it's because they bring an extra guy, the corner off the edge. They take a page out of DC's book and they hold their water. Nobody knows it's coming. And he gets to Ta'amu and gets him off his spot, which was huge because they had open guys down the field. Even though he doesn't make the play, he forces Ta'amu off his spot, and now he can only just throw the ball away.
So DC, who's 7 of 10 tonight on third down, but this is their longest tonight. They need 12 for the first down.
Hey, alert! Ready? Let's go!
Four-man pressure. Ta'amu over the middle. Jackson with the catch at the 29. He's well short of the first down, but a chance for Matt McCrane if they want to try for 3.
Yeah, you can see the trust that this offense has in Matt McCrane. Even though he hasn't been as accurate today as he's been all season, they don't try to go downfield. They get a few yards just to make it an easier field goal because they trust he can put it through.
He's missed from 36 and 62. This from 47. Good snap, good hold, and a good kick from Matt McCrane. 31-19. Garyon Conley's interception off the deflection sets up DC. And they end up with 3 as a result.
I can't call play if we don't get behind the white line. Race 53 week. Race 53 week. I'm not going to say it again. All right, my short little ass gets crowded by y'all, and I'm going to get a penalty. Stay back, just like in practice. Wake up! Wake up! Do you understand? I can't tell you what to do on every single play. All right, you got to lock in.
Defensive coordinator Blake Williams always provides some great content on the sidelines, and he's provided an outstanding defense for most of the season for these defenders who are up 31-19.
Yeah, if your defense is sleeping, scream, wake up, and they'll take the ball away.
To the sideline, a block for Jabri Barber, and Barber tripped up as he got towards the sideline by Matt McCrane.
It's a really good return to put your offense in a good position, but look at the blocks. The blocks downfield are so important. You can't get a big return if you don't secure your blocks. They do a good job of that, and Barber puts this offense in favorable field position.
Let me get the ball. Yeah. JT.
Can they hang on to the football? The turnovers have led to 10 points for DC tonight.
Hey, what's that?
And after the 45-yard return, it's first down. Pressure comes. DTR is down. The sack from Sam Kidd, who came on the blitz.
Yes, sir.
Eyes here. You never know who's coming. He's standing there, and he doesn't show that he's coming until the ball's already snapped. DTR never had a chance.
Here we go. Here we got train right, 5-dog, wide bubble one.
Loss of 8, and remember, again, this drive began at the DC 49. What's that mean? It means that Birmingham cannot punt on this drive.
You see it on film, them holding their water, but it's so impressive to see in live action.
set up the screen, and not much after the catch for John Ross, as he's down at the 45. And 3rd and long, Devin Gardner. And again, you cannot punt, so this is 4-down territory.
Here we go.
Just watch the former Georgia Bulldog blow this up. He's a corner, boom! He doesn't make the tackle, however, he puts both blockers into the receiver and stops that play before it can get started.
Another former first-round pick. Giants took him in the first round in 2019.
Hey, no, hey. Run the regular, son.
3 for 4 tonight on 3rd down. 3rd and 15. Pressure comes, gets rid of it. DTR set him up now for a very makeable 4th down as he found Jaden Mickens.
When you're in man-to-man coverage, you want to go to your best matchup, and Mickens finds a way to get open off of it.
You're all the way out.
You want to get to that inside receiver who wins at the line of scrimmage to put you in position.
What's that?
And on 4th down, they were trying to set up the screen, and timing was way off, and it's incomplete.
So they had the numbers there, Kevin, but it's the play of Deontay Anderson that takes it away. The Stallions offense is off the field. It's a good decision for DTR. It's a simple math problem. 3 versus 2, you want to throw it. However, you diagnose it quickly, and you can shoot the gap and force an incompletion on 4th down. Outstanding job by Deontay Anderson diagnosing that play, trusting his instincts, and taking it away. Offensive coordinator Tyler Siskey doesn't really like it.
That walkie-talkie's had a rough night. It's Xavier Valladay down the sideline, inside the 25 of Birmingham before he's finally caught.
Texas right. Lady on the ball.
So you got a free runner on the outside here. However, watch Ta'amu. The threat of Ta'amu running the ball on the outside freezes him, and it creates a small cavity and allows the runner to get outside and down the field.
Hand off again to Valladay with the quick snap and down near the 18.
Though Ta'amu didn't run the football there, he was a big part of that. He doesn't have to throw a block to block anyone. He blocks the free rusher, and it allows for Valladay to get outside.
37-yard run was the longest allowed by Birmingham on the year, and it has set DC up again. Already up 31-19, looking for more. Valladay picks his way down to the 17-yard line.
Yeah. Wait, what? Hold on.
Xavier Valladay began his career at Wyoming, twice All-Mountain West. He spent a year at Arizona State. Was with the Steelers in camp in 2023, spent some time on the Jets practice squad. Cut by the Jets in 2024, spent some time on the Saints practice squad, and then was on the Vikings practice squad for a while last season. He's been close. Ta'amu with pressure, steps away, now he'll run. Ta'amu battling through, hurdling to the 1. Jordan Ta'amu, power, hops, speed, and it's 1st and goal.
All those things are exactly correct. First, he recognizes as a free rusher, eludes him with no problem. Then he covers up, protects the ball, and then he's up and almost over and into the end zone. The legs of Ta'amu has been a huge difference in this drive. The legs without the ball creates a big play for the runner, and then his legs with the ball gets him down in time.
Here's Valladay to the goal line, in for his 2nd touchdown of the night. Xavier Valladay stretching the DC lead to 37-19.
You just gotta love a running back that finishes. A running back who is contacted outside the end zone, but still finds his way in. This isn't blocked great. They get guys in the chest of Valladay, but he continues to power, protect the ball, and get in the end zone.
5 plays, every single one on the ground. And the extra point makes it 38 to 19. Jordan Ta'amu up and down, but DC all the way up right now, up 38-19 in Birmingham. Xavier Valladay with a touchdown, his second of the night. 8 carries, 49 yards, 2 scores. DC in control late third quarter. From the 12, Laviska Shenault trying to take it to the other side of the field, and he'll go down shy of the 30. Garyon Conley making plays down there for this DC defense, Jenny Taft.
And I'm so excited to tell you about this because he came up to me during the game and he said, you know, you need to listen for something special on special teams. When Coach Cruz calls out Silas, that's actually in honor of my son Silas. He has autism. It's Autism Awareness Month in April. And he said, he's my inspiration. He's my why. So after that big interception, I said, you got to have Silas on your mind. He said, I play for him. And I just love the fact that he came up to me and wanted to tell me a little bit about his family and why he plays the game.
That's outstanding, Jenny. What a great story. And what a great reason to play. Laviska Shenault on that kick return. You saw him stumble a little bit as he went down. Almost looked like he slid, but it looked like his feet got caught, and he was a little slow getting up.
5 dogs. White bubble, X take off and one.
So Birmingham with work to do behind new quarterback Dorian Thompson-Robinson.
When you hear wide bubble X takeoff, it's usually one of those slow play, pretend like you're going to block and then take off.
Over the middle, the sliding grab made by Mickens at the 45 for a first down for Birmingham.
Yeah, it's kind of a trick play where you get 2 guys that are going to slow play, start to try to block, and then they run past the defenders in a nice pickup by Dorian Thompson-Robinson.
75.
228 yards passing for DTR, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions.
Hey, be aware of the corner. Eddie, what's that?
On first down, going deep, down the sideline for Kane, and it's incomplete.
Though that's incomplete there, Kevin, I like the decision by Dorian Thompson-Robinson. Get your best receiver down the field on the man-to-man coverage. However, you've got DeAndre Baker. Big, long, strong corner that's running with him step for step and forces that incompletion.
And that'll take us to the end of the third quarter in Birmingham. 1 quarter to go. Can the home team rally, or will DC continue their role? Tight ball game that has turned a little lopsided thanks to turnovers, 3 of them for Birmingham. That has cost the Stallions behind quarterback Dorian Thompson-Robinson. And movement on 2nd and 10.
Ball start. Offense number 12. 5-yard penalty. Remains 2nd down.
Jaden Mickens moving early.
Yeah, you're going to see that the defense moves, but they don't get into the neutral zone, right? Because they don't get into the neutral zone, and then you get movement from the offensive line and also the wide receivers.
54, smash the out on one, ready?
False start rather than an offside penalty.
Now.
And what you guys don't know is in the timeout, Dorian Thompson-Robinson did a great job of leadership, reminding them, hey, we're going to go hard count to try to get them offside, so hold your water, and they weren't able to do it.
What's that?
2nd and 15, the result. Over the middle, wanted to hold it. There's the flag. John Ross was the intended target, and he was immediately looking for the penalty flag, and they got it.
Yeah, I mean, one of the fastest 40s in the history of the combine.
Pass interference. Defense number 21. The ball will be placed at the spot of the foul with an automatic first down.
With this type of speed, if you aren't running and you're flat-footed, he's going to run right by you. So that's a good job of stopping a huge play and contacting Ross right away before he can get down the field.
Gabe Taylor's played well tonight. Not a bad penalty for Taylor to pick up. John Ross, former 9th overall pick in the 2017 draft by the Bengals.
Hey, what's that?
ETR going deep down the sideline, wanted Kane, but Kane caught it out of bounds and then was frustrated as he spiked that ball against the advertising.
Yeah, they had one here. They do a nice job of just getting him down the field. However, this is a tough throw. You got guy underneath, safety over the top, and that ball carries out of bounds. And you can see the frustration. I mean, he just fires that ball. Watch out! It's dangerous down there.
Hey, go H choice. H choice. Sit up! Hey, what's that?
Rush 4 over the middle to Ty Davis-Price, and waiting for him to make the catch was Farrod Gardner.
Yeah, that's my cousin, and I just want to let you know, Kevin, I want to check down on the sideline with things happening, balls being thrown. Jenny, are you marked safe?
I'm always ready.
Okay, just making sure that ball went into that thing hard. I don't want Jenny getting in danger down there.
The good news is sideline producer Kyle Wu will protect everyone down there.
Oh, yeah.
You know Kyle's going to step in front of it if needed, right? I'm ready, guys.
Kyle Wu is the best.
This isn't my first rodeo.
Take a look at this throw. Poof! My goodness.
Yep, hey, Dolphin right, 54 white hang. Dolphin right, 54, 54.
Thank you for looking out for me. I really appreciate that.
Right.
We have to, Jenny.
White hang. Yep, you got the flag.
4th and 4, they've got to go.
Good.
So you hear 54 wide Hank. Wide Hank right over the ball. Big and wide open, and he jumps offside for a false start on Jordan Thomas.
Yeah.
start.
Yeah, I know.
Offense number 81. 5-yard penalty. Remains 4th down.
Still have to go for it.
Huh? Probably like 8. Come on.
Yeah, and I'm just telling you, Kevin, when you hear that wide Hank, right, you're essentially the primary read, and I'm sure he saw a lot of space in the middle of the field.
58, Y escort, XN, don't worry.
He saw a lot of space in the middle of the field, so he got a little antsy because he wanted to get there so quickly. Now they call a different play, and he is the escort rather than the main target.
0 for 2 tonight on 4th down. They need the 38 for the first.
Gotta go, man.
Ty Davis-Price going nowhere. Well defended again. DeAndre Baker leading the way with another tackle and a turnover on downs. Birmingham gives it back to DC. Chip game is in DC now. Who will be there? Orlando and DC with Dallas in the mix as well. Top 4 teams make the playoffs, and if Birmingham cannot rally Devin Gardner, it's going to be awfully tough for the Stallions, who have been a staple, a mainstay in the postseason in spring football.
Here we go, get second set.
Yeah, what they've put out there this season has been really disappointing for the Birmingham fans. They just aren't used to seeing their team lose 2 games in a row, let alone possibly 3.
Hold on.
Now Abram Smith, as DC will try to lean on the ground game a little bit, try to shorten this 4th quarter.
Hey, let's go.
DC has proven tonight that they are a complete football team because they've relied on the run game of Deion Jackson on your screen throughout this season, and he just hasn't been able to get going. However, it's been picked up in other areas. Huge explosive plays throughout this entire game through the air.
2nd and 7. Smith again with the burst and the power to get the first down. And it's what Shannon Harris told us, right? We were talking with him, and he said, I love all 3 of my backs in that running back room. He was really full of praise for each one of his running backs. And tonight, it's been the night of Xavier Valladay, and this drive, Abram Smith.
Yeah, they are really complete in that running back room. And not only as runners, these guys do an outstanding job in pass protection as well. He spoke glowingly, especially about Deion Jackson, obviously a good runner, but in pass protection, they do their job as well.
Ready to go.
Something to that run game from the quarterback spot, and now to the air again. He finds Azukama, and Azukama down the sideline stepped out of bounds. Officials are saying he's out of bounds as he worked his way down that sideline.
That's really close to the sideline. Let's take a look and enjoy a wide receiver finishing a run, lowering the shoulder, and poof! Let's see if he gets out of bounds.
23, hold on, ready. Texas left.
It's close. It looks like that left foot, that inner big toe did touch the white. But take a look at him. Look up this safety, not run out of bounds, and finish this run.
There he is on that sideline. It's first and goal. And Smith picking his way over the right side, and Abram Smith down inside the 5. 2nd and goal defenders.
We've seen
5 passes tonight of 35 yards or more for this high-powered DC offense.
That's exactly what we've seen. It's been super impressive. But what we've also seen is each and every player, whether it's the quarterback Ta'amu, whether it's a wide receiver, running back, they aren't running out of bounds. They aren't sliding down. They are finishing their runs. You can see that brand of DC football that the head coach and the rest of his players have talked about ad nauseam.
Smith again, stacked up by the Birmingham front.
13. 13.
We hear that 13, that means 1 back, 3 tight ends, big personnel.
Let's go, heavy right. Hey, Zach, 47, same. Hold on, ready. Shark blitz.
We should have ran Houston.
Here we go. I'm outside. Get set.
Azukama in motion.
Ready, let's go. Outside.
Smith bouncing to the outside. Abram Smith in for a DC touchdown. Are they spotting him short? They are. Smith is saying it's a touchdown. Looked like he was across the goal line. Watch his knee.
That's really tough to see. It looks like it was hovering as he was breaking the plane of the goal line. They do have a challenge if they wanted to use it. Looks like it is down just short. You would have to piece a few videos together, but in my estimation, it looks like he is short. This will be the best view for it. Oh, no, he's not. I think he's in the end zone. I think as it's hitting, he's just now getting past the goal line, and all it has to do is touch the edge of the white.
Replay's looking at it beforehand, so there's no challenge right now. Replay's look at this. Yeah, they're looking at it now.
They're not challenging. Replay is looking at it.
Y'all got the iPad?
Yeah, it was a super bang play.
There is no challenge on the play. The previous play is under review.
The knee down, and the arm might be breaking the plane, but the ball is not. This is our best look looking down the line. I've got a knee down there. There's the shot. He's just short. It's really tight. Wanted to take a second look, but the ruling on the field of no touchdown stands.
Oh, that's a hey. Come on, Dean. Come on, Dean.
That is really close.
You see it right there. Lay on that gas.
You hear the DC defender saying, come on, Dean. You see it right there. Come on, Dean. They see in the stadium what we see.
Yeah, how comfortable you got to be talking to Dean all the way in the command center. Hey, Dean, come on, Dean, give me one.
Correct. No challenge.
So not a challenge. It was Booth-initiated review. So it's 4th and goal. He is short. It is not a touchdown.
So they're going RPO here, right, with the option to pass the ball. You heard Ta'amu tell the receiver, hey, you got the back line. And then he looks to his running back, Abram Smith, and says, do you want it, right? And Abram says, absolutely. So I would expect this ball stays on the ground in the hands of number 4 and White.
Ready to go.
4th and goal. Ta'amu throws, touchdown. Riley Moore with the touchdown grab, and DC puts 6 more on the board.
This is such a good job by Jordan Ta'amu. He wants to give this. He wants to give it, but you got all these guys coming in. You can't give it. You got to get outside to your tight end, and it's an easy touchdown throw with all the Birmingham defenders barreled in, thinking it's going to be a run. He pitches it outside for an easy touchdown.
Nobody. I'm 2 people. I had to guard 2 people. Back.
And the extra point puts 45 on the board. 2nd time this year that DC has scored 45 points. That's the UFL high. They've done it twice, and they're in control in Birmingham. DC with a 45-19 lead. Riley Moore with a touchdown grab, and he's with Jenny Tapp.
And a 4th touchdown on the year for this guy. Riley, just take me into what is clicking so much for this offense right now.
Yeah, we knew we took pride in this game. You know, going in 1-3 versus 3-1. We knew that, you know, there's a situation to kind of fall here. So we really took it upon ourselves as a team, collectively, that we can't fall into it. You know, and now we're clicking offense, defense, special teams, and it's pretty to see.
I know you told me before the game your inspiration is your family, wife Caitlin. She's expecting in a couple weeks. Just tell me about your family and why you play for them.
Oh, man, I mean, I got 2 amazing kids, a 3rd on the way, a wife that's at home sacrificing for me. It's what I do. I do it for them.
Appreciate that so much.
Oh, I love it. You can tell how much the game means to him and how much his family means to him.
Here we go.
Cool to see
the light in his
personalities.
eyes.
Yep.
The light in his eyes as soon as that family question comes, and you can hear him start to get a little choked up because of how much they mean to him. I mean, it's so cool to see a lot of the stories, and obviously Jenny Tapp is the best in the world at getting the stories and getting them to you, the fans that are watching. Outstanding on all fronts.
My name. Slide.
Hey, cover 2.
They're going to Tampa. Ready, what's that?
Over the middle, it's Snoop Connor. And a pickup of 10 for Connor and a 1st down.
That's the Stallions' 1st down.
At this point in the game, it feels out of reach. Obviously, in the UFL, it's never completely out of reach, but this game is far out of reach, a little out of reach. So if you're Dorian Thompson-Robinson, you're using this as an opportunity as live reps, right? This is practice now. Live reps to get on the same page with your wide receivers and continue to develop so you can move forward in this season as the quarterback.
Connor across the 42. And remember, this game turned awfully quickly. This was at halftime, a 21-13 lead for DC. Birmingham came out, scores a touchdown, going for 2 to tie at 21-19. They don't get it, and since then, 24 unanswered for DC.
And it just shows that championship pedigree, the DC brand of football they talk about. Never shaken.
What's that?
Open on the sideline, catch is made by Mickens, and that's a 1st down for Birmingham.
Looked like Mickens was trying to trade teams there. Hanging out on the bench, he's like, I'll just hang out with you guys.
Here we go. Come on now. Hey, Dolphin right 54, wide hand, go on already.
All right, we heard that wide hand earlier. And Jordan Thomas jumped off sides, but here he is at the top of your screen. Right, Hank, right in the middle of the field. Allow the quarterback to see you big and open.
We're good.
We're good. And a first down for Deon Cain inside the 40.
Whoa. What we got going?
Yet again, the quarterback, Dorian Thompson-Robinson, reading it out. He sees that they cover the Hank, which leaves the outside curl wide open, and he puts it right on him for a first down pickup.
But a flag down on the play.
Team back.
Hold his helmet off.
62?
62,
Okay.
Birmingham.
After the play was over, personal foul. Offense number 62, taking the face mask off his opponent. The 15-yard penalty is enforced after the first down. It'll be 1st and 10 for Birmingham.
Some frustration, Devin, starting to show for Birmingham.
Did I hear that correctly? He took the face mask off his opponent?
Took the face mask.
All right, I got to see this. Big number 62 up in the corner. Okay, he doesn't tell. I was about to say, that's a strong movement to take the face mask off. But he grabbed the face mask and snatched the helmet off of his opponent. And like you said, the frustration of 4 straight losses, which is about to happen, just boiling over for this Birmingham team.
Read it out, Dave. Hey, what's up? Man.
Here comes pressure. Dorian Thompson-Robinson, Hazy throws, able to get rid of it and find an open tight end to Jordan Thomas for the first down.
Has it been perfect for Dorian Thompson-Robinson? No. But I've been so impressed with what he's been able to do after a few days of practice. Just learning these teammates, understanding when there's pressure, making smart decisions. He's been really impressive tonight.
283 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks.
Hey, what's up?
He'll go down the sideline looking for Cain and almost intercepted, and then Cain trying to pull it in out of the hands of Drew. Did he catch that ball on the sideline? Did he get a foot in? Cain took it out of the hands of Drew. They're debating this.
It's incredible, Kevin.
We're good.
It's
really just an incomplete
incredible.
pass. Second down.
Even though it's not going to count, it's still super impressive because this could be an interception here, right? So it's going to be caught first by the DC defender, right? And then Cain, who's already out of bounds, is contacting it and taking the ball away. So he's already out of bounds, can't be a catch, but that's still extremely impressive by Cain.
With one hand.
Train left.
61.
That's a great effort by him. It's not going to count, but a really impressive effort. And when you look at the box score after this game, it's going to say those 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions for Dorian Thompson-Robinson. We have to remember, the 2 interceptions are on tip balls.
Pressure late over the middle, incomplete. He had Cain open, but that late pressure in his face may have forced that throw to sail.
Yep, it's forced a very high throw there. When you get pressure in your face and you're trying to get that ball up and down, it's really, really difficult, and he sails the ball over his head.
Here we go. 55 wide hand, go already. Dolphin left. 55. You got the curl, John, curl.
So you've heard of this again. You got Hank here, you got curl outside, you got curl outside here.
What's that?
On 3rd and 10. And it's dropped. Jordan Thomas over the middle, couldn't pull it in. 4th and 10 coming up for Birmingham.
It's a perfect read. The middle vacates. Thomas went and set up nice and big, a big target for Dorian Thompson-Robinson, but he's just not able to finish the play.
Who's my F?
And they're 0 for 3
Nick.
on 4th down.
Which one? Yeah, hey. Train left,
to go
62.
for it here.
Seattle,
Expect defensive coordinator
hey,
Blake Williams to send pressure and force Dorian Thompson-Robinson off his spot. Remember his legs. His legs are still a weapon. If you don't get him to the ground, he could pick up this first down with his feet.
What's that?
Open catch, Mickens first down, and they keep it alive.
I got 100.
And Mickens letting everybody know he's got over 100 yards receiving.
That's perfect. He just runs to the open space, gets first down yardage, sets up right there, and another great read by Dorian Thompson-Robinson.
9 catches, 106 yards for Mickens.
Hey, what's that?
1st and 10. Once more to the air to Jabri Barber. And DTR over 300 yards passing on that completion to Barber.
Hey, train left. Train left. Train left. 62, 62. Cross deep, cross deep. Right now, you got the under. Sit up. Hey, what's that?
Throws it short and off the hands of Kane. Incomplete. 313 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. Just the 3rd 300-yard passer in the UFL this season, Devin.
Got everybody? Where you going? Hey, you're right. Hey, train left. 62, Dusty X fade on already. Hey, train left, train left, train left. You got that, you got that, you got that. You got the under. Hey! Yup, sit up. 180, what's that?
Over the middle, and it's dropped. Barber with the drop, and now it's 3rd and 10.
Yeah, this is tough. This is tough because you've got a quarterback that's new and trying to build a rapport, and you've got multiple drops on this drive, and most of them are because the receivers are using their body, right? Their body catching this football. The ball is getting in. The ball's tipped there, but I don't think that's enough to stop this catch. He takes his eyes off of it just as he's about to catch the football, and the ball falls harmlessly to the ground.
On 3rd and 10, pressure on the run. Thompson Robinson to the goal line. He is in for a Stallions touchdown.
You got a drop by Thomas. You got a drop by Kane. You got a drop by Barber. Thompson says, I'll do it myself. He sees nobody open downfield, and he uses his legs down here in the red zone versus man-to-man coverage with the defender's backs turned and scampers into the end zone.
Going for 3, going for 3.
And now a 3-point try from the 8-yard line. They have not attempted one this year. This will be the first.
Yep.
And you likely get a 3-point try here, and then you'll get the 4th and 12 opportunity that replaces the onside kick.
There's an injured defender, so this is going to take a moment. Derek Parrish being tended to by the athletic training staff of DC.
Yep, it'll be on you right out of your break, just like it has been all night. Oh, man. Yeah.
The league is 1 for 2 this year on 3-point tries, and those young fans got the ball
You good?
from DTR.
Yeah, you got
fired up.
Too, so mine on.
Can you imagine going to a game and the quarterback scores a touchdown, Devin Gardner, and runs up to you as a kid and hands you the ball that he just scored with? What a cool moment.
I mean, incredible, and that's how fans are born, right? That kid is going to remember for the rest of his life, and he'll be a Birmingham fan for the
you
rest
turn
of his
around,
life.
that buckle throw right at the goal line. Yeah.
I think they just traded out for a new ball.
Yeah, it's like, that's what we're using. Let's give him one. Let's give him a different one. Quarterbacks are very particular about their balls.
You Mustang right, you're going to be to the right or left? Yeah, go to the right on the outside, run a snag, back line.
Looking for 3 on this 3-point try after the 13-play drive.
Hey, John.
The longest Birmingham scoring drive this season.
Give me this. Sit down. Hey, what's that?
This for 3. Pressure comes. Staying alive. Thompson Robinson to the end zone, deflected with a flag down. Jordan Thomas with the catch, and it's a 3-point try. We'll see about the flag in the end zone, but it's good for 3.
Holding.
If it's on
Defense
DC.
number 20. That penalty is declined. The try is good.
and 3 on the board for the Stallions.
Oh my goodness, Kevin. What an incredible three-point conversion. I mean, the quarterback just buying time, and then he throws it for Prayer, and the prayer is answered. And he's probably thinking, wait, that's the one you catch? And look at DTR. He understands what it's all about, giving a kid the ball after the touchdown.
The Friday night spotlight, looking ahead to the weekend slate. How about a familiar foe, St. Louis facing their former coach Anthony Beckton. Undefeated Orlando, the ascending Aviators. Columbus looking to win 2 in a row, and the Renegades looking to rebound from their only loss in the season. A full slate as we wind our way through week 5 in this UFL season, get to the halfway point, make the turn towards the postseason. And now a 4th and 12, an alternative kickoff. This is the possession option. 4th and 12 play from your own 28. If you get the first down, you keep the possession.
Pressure on already. 51. Let me get the ball. Let me get the ball so I can go.
All right, when you hear that Z dagger, right, it's usually a dig outside with a clear out through the middle.
Hey!
They need the 40-yard line for the first. And it's incomplete. John Ross was open, but it's underthrown.
Yeah, I know.
And it'll be DC football.
Good job, boy.
And that's residue from the whole game. Dorian Thompson-Robinson has been under pressure time and time again. That time, he wasn't under pressure, but you can see his posture start to fade away as that ball is coming out and anticipating pressure, even though there was none.
What are we doing? I got to be better.
And even with that incompletion and missed throw, I've still been extremely impressed by the way he's presented himself tonight after only a few days of practice with a new team.
Birmingham has all 3 timeouts.
Here we go, here we go,
But down 17 with a minute 49 to go in this one.
Get ready, let's go.
Deion Jackson gets the carry. Jackson for 2.
Okay, so we might as well need it.
I'll tell you what to do, but they
Birmingham not stopping the clock.
Got 3, we good.
But you got your play clock, you see it?
Hey, miss scissors, miss scissors. Hey, it's race. We're going Roger here, okay? We're going Texas left. On one clock this time. Here we go. Roger. Hold on, ready. Back to tight end. Hey. Go, scissors. Here we go. Get set. Miss scissors, go. Better ready. Let's go.
Jackson again. And Jackson down to the 24-yard line. And it's 3rd down. This offense has been clicking tonight, Devin Gardner, for this DC Defender team.
Yeah, they absolutely have. They haven't found a ton on the ground with the running backs, but Jordan Ta'amu had taken it upon himself to be a big part of the run game, and it's opened up opportunities on the outside with the passing game. And that play you just watched right there is just an extension of the run game. If you can't run the ball, you spit it outside, allow your receivers to do the work, and then they commit to stopping the run, and you're able to flip out a nice, easy touchdown to Riley Moore.
And the knee is taken by the DC Defenders. And this clock will run out. Over 750 total yards of offense tonight, but it's DC taking advantage of 3 Birmingham turnovers and walking away with a road win by 17 over the Birmingham Stallions, who now fall to 1-4 on the season, and the defending champs have won their 4th straight. Now 4-1 in DC. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with more post-game coverage right after this. DC with their 4th straight win. Well, it was a night for Ty Scott. Came up with 2 touchdown receptions on the evening. Down the sidelines from 45 yards out. And then over the middle, Ty Scott with 2 touchdowns through the air as we send it down to Jenny Taft after a DC win.
Ty really be there.
Ty, you can keep the dancing going. We just showed some of those highlights. 2 touchdowns for you tonight. Tell me what's clicking for this offense for you specifically.
Just staying patient, listen to all our keys, really getting down on the offensive strategies that we got playing coming into the week. Always just staying like composed. Don't let the pressure like dictate anything. Just keep going as the flow of the game goes.
Well, someone else who was composed tonight, X-Valade, 2 touchdowns for you as well. Just what went into your performance?
Well, first off, giving honor to God, and my teammates, Coach Shannon and Coach Kais, everybody played a part in it, and it just wasn't me. It was, the passing game coming together, the O-linemen making their key blocks and everything, but it takes a lot of preparation throughout the week, and, I'm just happy and honored just to come out with this dub today and, just punch the ball in the box.
Feels like you guys are really enjoying yourselves and you're having a lot of fun and there's a great chemistry on the sideline. Can you just take me into why this team is clicking?
I mean, we have our, our bad days, we have our good days, but at the end of the day, we still brothers. That's one thing we really understand. Shout out to them guys up front, man. I know they don't get a lot of credit, but for real, it's the front 5. We go as they go. Like, if they are flowing, then everybody's flowing. Once the run game flowing and the pass game flowing, we all just, we bounce off each other, So
4th straight win for DC, so how high is the ceiling for this group?
It's big for us, just every game we take it one game at a time. We always want to go 1-0, do our 1-11th every week. So we're not looking forward or ahead by any means, but, whoever shows up on the schedule, DC is always here and we coming, baby. So just got to go back, tighten up some things, offense, defense and special teams, and, get ready for our next opponent.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. Congrats.
Appreciate it.
Sky's the limit, man. DC by 10, and we back in the chip this year.
All right, keep the dancing going. Thanks, guys.
The defending champs have their swagger in full effect. 4 straight wins, 4-1 on the year, a half game behind Orlando, who's got St. Louis this weekend. And Devin Gardner, this DC team, is hitting on all cylinders right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's really impressive. We talked about it throughout the game. The most complete team thus far this season, and they are really hitting their stride. Obviously, that very first game was tough, but they have been rolling ever since.
Once again, our final score, DC 45, Birmingham 28. For Devin Gardner, Jenny Taft, and our entire Fox Sports crew, I'm Kevin Kugler. So long from Birmingham. The defenders are 4-1.